Hey, don't jack with him like that. That guy works hard, okay?
You know that?
I like the looks of those chairs, but I'm still waiting for one of them.
Okay, at 7 o'clock, I'd like to call a meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Make a note, everybody's present. Approval of minutes. The regular meeting minutes of July 1st, 2021 were provided for review. I need a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of July 1st, 2021.
So moved.
Have a motion and a second. Call a roll.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Abstain.
Yes.
Abstain.
Abstain.
Motion passed. Audience participation. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to address the council on an item not on the agenda? And there is none. Presentations, item for council consideration. Item number 2 is ordinance number 1063, sewer and trash disposal assessments. Pursuant to the city code, this ordinance lists the name, address, and amounts due from property owners whose accounts are at least 2 months past due. Residents are given the opportunity to set up payment plans to be removed from the ordinance and are informed that their amount will be submitted to a third-party collection agency if they miss a payment. Upon adoption of the council and publication, this ordinance shall constitute a lien against the property. I need a motion to adopt ordinance 1063 for assessment of delinquent sewer and trash bills.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yes, I have a question, sir. Ben's, we don't know who, maybe some of these houses that are abandoned and they're hooked to the sewer, are still charged, correct?
If there's no one in there, no. If there's no one living there, we close the account.
What's the procedure if they get, say they're, I don't know, I guess kicked out or whatever, that automatically shuts them off? They don't have to worry about paying sewer then, or does the sewer still get charged?
No, and typically we get a list from Landau that'll tell us when accounts are closed, or if there's no water usage on the yearly report, then we don't have an active account there, so we're not billing for sewer.
So the active water account is
Yeah.
the way it is.
And if we would miss somebody, we send out delinquencies. I mean, they would get a bill every month, obviously, and then we also send delinquency notices out quarterly. So they should be aware of getting billed if they're not supposed to be.
This is the way we've done it the past 3 years,
For
4 or 5 years.
years and years, yeah.
More than that,
yeah.
actually. But that's the thing, though. That's the light switch. Is whether there's water on the property, whether there's not water.
Right,
So
yeah.
they could still be hauling their water and using it, and not being charged for water, and still get away. They could get away with it too, right?
I suppose. I guess I think that would be,
Oh yes, yeah. Okay. I just.
I don't
that
know.
was just a question. If
People
they-
bringing in
if-
water.
It doesn't shut the sewer system down.
Correct.
It'll still be functional.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess theoretically they could haul their water and use the sewer, and we wouldn't be aware of it, but
Okay.
I would,
But if their water's
wouldn't think
off
there are
pressure
very many.
trickle, that would bring another issue.
yeah, that's,
It's not, it wouldn't be a habitable structure without water service.
Okay.
Well, I mean, a legal
You
habitable.
know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're
I
talking
mean,
about.
it's just because they got the water shut off doesn't mean that they're
No.
not gonna live.
I'm just saying there's other steps you can do that's outside of what she's doing right now that you could take.
Okay. Well, there was some questions asked, and I thought that's what it was, and I just wanted to bring it publicly so certain people can understand what was going on. So that's why I had you explain it. Thank you.
Any other questions?
I just wish there was a way we could hold the repeat offenders accountable more. I mean, when I see one that's $3,500 on here, and I think about the people who are paying their bill yearly, monthly, whatever it is, and, you know, that they look at this and they probably think, oh, how do they get away with it? you know.
Well, they get charged 10% interest every month, so if that brings you any comfort. But
Yeah.
and it actually, we do get a lot of calls after we send this off to the county because their escrow goes up. So some people, we have seen people start to really try to make payments. So
So if we're not
doesn't
doing
happen.
this, we're losing a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But, and by doing this, how much money, I hate to put you on the spot with this, because that means I should have called you earlier, but about what do we recover?
We get about 98% of this back.
So that, what we're doing is,
Yeah.
what you guys are doing is working.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
Sure.
Anyone else? We have a motion and a second. Call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes?
Yes.
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 Motion passed. Item number 3 is ordinance number 1064, weed removal assessments. Pursuant to the city code, this ordinance lists the names, address, and amounts due from property owners who have failed to pay weed removal fees. Upon adoption of the council and publication, this ordinance will constitute a lien against the property. Need a motion to adopt ordinance 1064 for assessment of delinquent fees for weed removal.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Call the roll. Oh, sorry.
I have another,
Any questions?
I have another question.
Yes, please.
On the weeds, Matt, I guess this is probably Matt's answer this. If they are house in foreclosure and we keep going up and mowing the grass, we are charging who?
So we charge whoever the current property owner is. So if a home's in foreclosure, it would be, go back to whoever is on the property at the time that we perform the service.
Okay. That'd be kind of hard on a couple of them, but I mean, say if they're no longer alive or deceased, and then you don't know who owns it, if there's no record or they're trying to figure out who owns it, then that's just going to be, adds more to the problem in the end, but we'll still go ahead and take care of the weeds and stuff and just keep charging them to that location.
Correct.
And when they sell the house.
Generally, when the property sells is when we would recoup those funds.
And
Even if
again,
it's a
we've
tax
done
sale
this,
or something.
Right.
Matt, we've done this for a while, right?
Yeah.
But who, say this goes on for a year? I mean, is this gonna, is this gonna hit the person that buys the house or gets the house bought or goes through?
It wouldn't hit the purchaser, it would hit the seller. So for instance, take your example that you had of somebody who passes away. Even anytime property is sold, the money that's collected from the sale of that property goes back into that estate. So our funds to pay for what we've expended would come out of that estate. It wouldn't hit the buyer, it would hit the seller.
But if there's nothing there, then it's very possible that would be another cost above them buying the house on back taxes, long as they would have to pay to clear the title too, right? Is there
Anytime a property is sold, any assessments are the seller's responsibility. That's part of the title work process. As somebody who's been through it, I can tell you that it's the seller who pays it.
That's sort of, yeah, I follow you now. But, I mean, it's still a process that you got to figure out who is who to get charged to.
Right.
Somebody's name is on the deed.
Right.
That's
The
what it
only-
boils down to.
Mr.
Somebody's
Trickle-
name's on that deed.
Mr. Trickle, the only money you can potentially miss is after you do this ordinance today, and they go out and they cut the grass 15 times between now and the next year. We may not be able to capture that unless we are doing this more often, which I think we do this annually, don't we? Yeah. So that's the only thing you can miss because once it's filed, nobody can transfer that property without us getting paid.
But I'm saying, that's what I'm saying, say after 15, 20 times they cut the grass, and then finally comes to where the city, the whoever wants to buy it or whatever comes to a deal, then they're still gonna be charged for that lawn mowing fee. That's just gonna be another assessment along with the sewer, even though they don't know whose it was the whole time they were mowing the grass. Somebody's gonna pay that grass.
Goes to the property, yes.
Yes.
And again, for clarification about what percent do we get on this?
I would defer to Beth on that question.
We typically collect 100% on this.
So it's obviously
So,
working.
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Like that number.
Any other discussion on this one?
Your notes.
No? We have a motion and a second. Call the roll.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Motion passed. Item number 4 is design services for McIntyre Interceptor Sewer Extension, City Project 21-04. In February, the council adopted the sewer feasibility study, which was completed by George Butler Associates. Due to some development interest in the area and to poise the city for future growth, design of a new gravity sewer was warranted. The design project will consist of approximately 9,200 feet of sewer pipe, ranging in diameter from 10-inch to 30-inch, and will include all necessary manholes, creek crossings, and road bores. The Leavenworth County Commission have pledged their support for this project and have approved $240,000 in funding. The remaining funds will be taken from the Utilities Reserve, which will span 2 budget cycles. I need a motion to approve the scope of services from George Butler Associates for design engineering services for McIntyre Interceptor Sewer Project, City Project 2104, in the amount not to exceed $501,480.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? No discussion. Call the roll.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Motion
you.
passed. Item number 5 is a storm sewer project, 4H and Valley. A hole was reported near the storm drain at Valley Drive. Further investigation determined the culvert bottom has rusted out. Investigation downstream also reveals that the entire length of the storm sewer is experienced bottom pipe failure. Staff will make immediate repairs and an interim plan to stabilize the pipe and allow for a replacement project to be programmed. I need a motion to authorize the Public Works Department to solicit a proposal from SMH Consultants for the 4H and Valley storm sewer project.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Is this the one that we repaired before, the bottom?
This is a,
Worse
we haven't repaired this one since I've been here.
You're talking about the one on 147th Street. This is on
Well, there
Valley.
was one down on, off of Cottonwood, I thought.
South Fork.
South Fork, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That one's still, that's not this.
That one's on our list to improve in the next 12 months probably, but yeah, that's a separate one. This is in that Stonecrest subdivision.
I just haven't heard South Fork in a while. I thought maybe we got it fixed.
We'll be discussing it at a future meeting. I've got a plan, but we need to talk.
We do have a list where these metal culvert pipes are, correct? So we kind of know where they're at.
They're the ones that are currently rusted out.
No, there's one here, one there.
Oh, we're actually in the process of completely redoing our inventory and putting it in the GIS system and evaluating the condition of those. We're using some of the information that we've had in the past archive that was delivered to us, and we're creating a database so that we can forecast these a little more effectively.
We know where they're at now, because I think at one time was kind of, well, we think we do, but
We've been diligently improving that database as we go.
Okay.
Are we going to put something different than the galvanized back?
Yes, my intention would be to replace this with concrete per our city street standard, so that we will hopefully never have to do this again.
Mike, I have a question, and this is just, you need to educate me. So in the meantime, you said you're going to do something in interim to, what, I'm just curious, what is that?
We've already gone down there with some bags of Sackcrete and tried to patch some holes.
That's what I thought.
We are looking at potentially doing a flowable fill bottom. We're discussing this with some contractors and some concrete companies. Just something so that the last thing we want is a big hole where we have to close the road unexpectedly.
Sure.
To our advantage, we do have 54-inch pipe in reserve if we absolutely had to make an emergency repair.
Thank you.
Any other questions or discussion? We have a motion and a second. Call the roll.
Yes.
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 Motion passed. Item number 6 is ordinance number 1065, rezone request at 24725 147th Street and portion of 00000 147th Street. Thanks for that. A rezone request has been received to rezone the property at 24725 147th Street from RR2 2.5 to R2 Single Unit Residential District, along with rezoning a portion of 00000 147th Street from A1 to R3 Single Unit Residential District. If the rezoning is approved, this would allow the property owners to develop 3 new single-family homes. The Planning Commission met on June 23, 2021, and voted unanimously to approve the rezone. I need a motion to approve and adopt ordinance number 1065.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I think they put all them zeros in there just to flub you.
Yeah, I like the 000. That was a comment. Okay. Go ahead and call the roll. We got a motion and a second.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 Motion passed. Number 7 is executive session for non-elected personnel. I need a motion to recess into executive session to discuss an employee's performance pursuant to non-elected personnel matters exemption KSA 75 4319 Bravo 1 for 45 minutes starting at 7:17 and ending at 8:02.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Call the roll.
Yes.
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 Third turn. And we'll be meeting in that conference
And
room.
4 Bravo 1.
When they've won.
Basketball.
Motion.
He's got the motion.
He typed them out.
When they've won.
Put 'em
for
here.
Years.
We did.
Sarah
typed it out and put it here.
Years they won.
When they
Right.
went to the Final Four, yeah.
Yeah.
I got it all.
2 years when they won.
Oh.
What was sweet about winning in 08.
I make a motion, we return to open session.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to return to open session. Call the roll.
Yes.
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 Make a motion to authorize the mayor to sign addendum number 5 to the city administrator's contract and provide a financial incentive based on the results of his performance evaluation. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Call the roll.
Yes.
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 Say no.
Yes.
Motion passed. Reports. City Attorney.
Nothing to report, Mayor.
Tim.
Nothing to report.
Any department heads? Okay, we'll go around the horn, starting with Mr. Dave.
I have been asked by there's an association that's starting up, working on the Harvey House and stuff in Leavenworth, some of the museums that have been neglected, like the older groups have kind of dwindled away. So there's a lot of some seniors that are getting groups together. And they'd like me to pass it along, not necessarily to come and work in the museum. It's if you have a different talent. They're looking for painters. They're trying to get things cleaned up. They want to get, and maybe if so be some of these cities around would like to get involved. The Harvey House is the one that they're starting on big time right now, trying to get it maybe back to normal. It's been sitting for a long time. They're putting coat of paints on it. And like I said, they wanted to express that the help would be appreciated if you had a weekend or a month you want to do something with the kids or something, you know. It's not to sit down there and wait on tour buses. It's trying to get it back in order, and then they'll make that next step up after everything gets back and going. And LAMA, I think it's LAMA is the organization that Leavenworth Area Museum Association. I'll find out for sure. I know that was what it was that he told me that they're going to use. So, but if somebody might be interested, if not, you know, that's fine too. But they were looking for some volunteers. And Jim, congratulations.
Thank you.
Dean?
No, just great job to everybody involved in running the city. It starts from the top and filters down. We have a great group of people. Starts with good leadership, not only Tim, but our department heads too. All do a good job. Yeah. All of you that were involved in the 4th of July or Independence Day celebration pulled a lot of magic off there at the last minute. So my hats off to everybody. That's all I have.
All right, thanks, Gene. Marcus?
Yeah, Gene hit it. That's what I was going to highlight. Great job on the 4th of July. I saw a lot of our folks that are in this room covered in sweat and a hot day. Some of you had sunburns, but I tell you what, that 4th of July event, that was a 5-star class act. To Tim and all of our first responders and all of the city staff and all of the librarian help as well, right? So great job on the, and I hope we continue to do that every year. That was really, really good. Tim, congratulations on a year. I can talk about the great success and the things that you've done in this past year for hours. It's really meant a lot to us in the city, and I can't thank you enough for that. And that's all I got, Mayor.
All right, thanks. Yep. Jesse?
Yeah, thanks, Tim. I appreciate everything you do for the city, leading this team of yours, because it is your team, and you've put together a great team of people, and you know we can see the success you've done in the city and your team has done. So, thanks to everybody. Independence Day was a great time. It really was. I mean, that was a big success. I mean, maybe seen one negative comment on Facebook, and that was getting on the bus to get out. And I think you should expect to have a line to get out of there. I guess the one critique I would have made was when I left, there was a bunch of cars parked on the county roads around the park. So when everybody headed for the stop sign, 4-way stop sign by the high school, there was a bottleneck there. So we could have an officer maybe parked down there, you know, getting traffic through faster, or to get the buses to the schools faster is what I'm thinking. So, but I'm like Marcus, you know, I'd love to see it like that every year. I mean, that was a big success. I think the community really loved that event, especially coming out of what we've come out of the past year. So good job to everybody. That's all I've got.
So I will
Greg?
reiterate. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I
go ahead.
spoke too soon. I will reiterate. Unfortunately, I was out of town over the 4th of July, but the people that I have talked to also said it was a great event. And I know that everybody works hard. And again, congratulations. The city's undergone some immense positive changes in the 6 years that you've been here. And you have, as Gene said, or Jesse said, or somebody said, you've put together a great team. And it makes our job a whole lot easier. So congratulations. Thank you. Well deserved.
Thank you.
And really nothing happened in history on this day. So I'll skip that part.
Oh.
Okay, Twitter was founded on this day in 2006. It's the most exciting thing that happened.
Greg didn't say anything.
Thanks. Ron?
Well, I just want to say ditto on all of the comments about the 4th of July. I want to congratulate Tim. I've only known you for a short period of time, but in my opinion, you do a great job, and it is a pleasure to work with you.
All right, thanks, Ron. Carrie?
I'm not going to take the time to say what everybody else said, but I agree with what they said, and congratulations, Tim. Enjoy a well-deserved vacation.
Yep. Thanks, Carrie. Don?
Thanks, Tim, and have a great time on your vacation. The only kind of negative comment I'll make tonight is COVID numbers are on the rise. again. I mean, they reported Leavenworth County, we went weeks without any new cases. All of a sudden this week we had 60. The majority of those cases were unvaccinated people. I would encourage people to get vaccinated. I would encourage people to get their kids 12 to 18 vaccinated so that the schools won't have any problem with masking, split classes, and all the problems that we had last year with trying to educate our children. With that, I move to adjourn.
Second.
No, you might want to take that one back. No, are you it?
No, he's left.
He just has two Daves on here, so I didn't know if you wanted to go again, Dave.
No, we don't want him to go again.
Oh, okay.
I
I'm
love
like,
you
wait,
too.
did Dave go?
Thank
Okay.
you, Gene.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. Call the roll.
Yes, yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
We are adjourned. Sorry about